With the strike, because I remember speaking to, I'm going to pick someone different now. I spoke to Ariana Ratner. I don't know whether you know who she is.
I know her name, but I don't know her.
Yeah, I had her on the show. She brought up about the SAG-AFTRA strikes. I'm surprised they're still going on, to be honest, but it makes sense because you've got AI and taking all the low-level jobs. How much has that truly affected the gaming industry as a whole?
Oh,
The
it's
voice
a
acting.
disaster. It's been a total disaster because there's like this many games that we're allowed to work on. And that's if they've signed an interim agreement, if the gaming company or the game itself has signed an interim agreement saying they will honor the things that we're asking for. So um, that's what the if the gaming companies as a whole would just sign the agreement, then we'd be back at it, right? But what's happening is that now these companies can say, well, for this game, we'll agree to it. And for this game, we'll agree to it. So you have to like, when the auditions come through, you have to make sure it's like on the up and up. And are they giving AI protections? And are they like willing to meet like the terms? And so certain games within the companies are, but a lot of them are still not. So until everyone can get on board, they can't rewrite the whole contract. You know what I mean? So now there's like these little side contracts that happen, but it decimated the work field for all of us, and certainly for like the poor people at the gaming companies. You know, people have gotten laid off left, right, and backwards, and it's so sad. And then I think then AI kind of swoops in there, and I know there's a lot of good things about AI, but I think a lot of people in many industries end up losing their job, and then it's like you got to reinvent it. What happens now, and what's the new norm, when you add that new element in? So it's been challenging, definitely. I mean, I feel lucky that also do commercial voiceover and promos and animation, and I work for Jimmy Kimmel a lot, so I feel lucky that uh I've had a pretty diverse career.
I would also say it affects anyone who's looking to get into the voice acting industry because if you've got
Oh
all these,
yeah.
oh yeah, let's say, because I know it's quite common for YouTubers to take up some voice acting roles. I know Jacksepticeye did a Sonic Boom role. Oh, was it Sonic Prime? I forget which one, but it was in a couple of years ago. And game came up, and I decided, you know what, I've been doing this podcast for 3 years, let's just say, and I'll just throw my hat in the ring. But then the company comes in and says, yeah, that's all good and dandy, Cayde, but we've got AI, we kind of don't need you. It kind of threatens any like genuine responsive people to come in, because if it's all going to be robotic, then I worry personally that it's going to be the death of entertainment if people start doing that.
Well, yes, I agree with you. And my hope is that there'll be a segment of it that is that kind of content, and that there will be almost like a renaissance, where there'll be the whole other segment that is just really wanting the pure art form, which is real people, real writers, real actors, real sets, real, not everything being virtual. And not to knock that, because there's definitely a place for that. But I don't believe that that can really replace true art of any kind. I don't. I mean, maybe I'm just old, but that's what I feel.
No, I agree with you there. I think you lose the human element. And I think
Right.
in some particular roles, they've all just slipped my mind, but I know there have been a few film roles in the past where they've only worked because the actor has put some emphasis into it or can relate to the character. I know with Ruby, I forget her name, but I know the voice actor for Blake Belladonna. I know the character goes through abusive relationship. The way the voice actor was able to kind of enforce that and bring it across in the characters because she herself went through that. And with AI, okay, it can read it can read what's like the typical stereotypical thing for abuse victim, just to say on the same topic, but it's not going to understand where or bring across the experience, or just go, right, let's mimic it instead of going, no, I went through it, so I know how to portray it.
Well, right. And in that moment, in that very second that is being filmed, what that person, based on all of her own life experiences and the character she's created, but bringing her own, like we were talking about before, stuff into it. I mean, I don't think that can be replicated. Sure, you can get a fine, mimic performance from some AI, but no way are you going to get those nuances, the hesitations, the catch in the throat, or whatever it is. Like that just happens. Like that you can't plan it. It just happens, and it's so palpable, I think, is the word I'm looking for.